Tell whomever it is to wait in the vestibule." "I don't think so," said the woman, who waltzed in and sat on the edge of my desk. "What in the bloody hell?" I muttered under my breath. "Wren Harlow," she said, with an accent that sounded straight out of Texas, holding out her hand as though I was expected to shake it. Instead, I leaned back in my chair and studied her. "Well, ain't you as pretty as a Georgia peach?" I said in my best southern drawl. "Wrong part of the States, Mr. Whitaker, but you said I was pretty, so I won't criticize your accent too much." "Remind me why you're here, Miss Harlow?" I caught the eye of my secretary standing in the doorway, looking panic-stricken. "What's wrong, Mrs. Udell? You look as though you swallowed a cockroach." "Nothing, sir," she answered, clearing her throat and leaving my office. "Now you've gone and upset poor Mrs. Udell. Shame on you, Mr. Whitaker. As you can see by the pile of files on my credenza, I am a very busy man, Miss Harlow, so if you'd please cut to the chase, I'd appreciate it ever so much." "I'll do so over dinner." I sat back in my chair, the same way I had when she first walked in. "I'm previously engaged." "Change your plans." Spending an evening looking across a table at the gorgeous woman whose luscious behind was currently planted firmly on the corner of my desk might not be the worst way to kill a handful of hours. I scribbled an address on the back of my calling card and handed it to her. "Give this to the doorman when you arrive. I'll be waiting in the bar, and will instruct him to escort you inside." Miss Harlow raised an eyebrow, but I caught a quick glimpse of a grin. She should be smiling quite broadly, given where I was taking her this evening. The establishment at 5 Hertford Street was typically a place solely for the likes of George and Amal Clooney, Sir Paul McCartney, or a member of the British nobility, which I was.
Sutton Wilder Whitaker had been on my radar since I began working for the United States government. Whitaker stood, perhaps waiting for me to do the same, but I wanted to see what he'd do if I didn't. He didn't disappoint. The swoon-worthy, handsome agent leaned all 6'3" of his powerful body on the hand he placed on his desk, almost close enough to touch my bottom. He moved so I could see his eyes, which looked almost black from a distance, were really brown with flakes of gold and green. His wavy dark brown hair had strands of blonde and maybe even some gray mixed in, but mostly his scent, a mix of sandalwood, citrus, and something else that smelled almost of aristocracy, filled my nostrils with an undeniable want. Without needing to reach, I could slide my hand inside the folds of his jacket and run it over what I knew were the rock-hard pectoral muscles in his chest, then to his powerful shoulders and up to cup his cheek and run my finger over the smirk on his lips. "I'll see you at 8, Miss Harlow," he breathed, moving closer to me still. "In the meantime, think long and hard about how you want this to play out." "Meaning?" "Just because they call me wild doesn't mean I don't know how to be subdued, controlled, even civilized. Although I'd far prefer it if you chose adventurous, entertaining, even titillating." "It's just dinner, Mr. Whitaker." "It stopped being just dinner the minute you walked into my office. You know it as well as I do."